So this video is going to be about the great struggles of breastfeeding. I breastfed my son for 9.5 months, and I stopped because my milk dropped like to 4 ounces a day, so it just wasn't, there was no point in doing it anymore. So I had a lot of milk saved up and weaned him off that way. But the first thing I want to say is to get a pen and paper to write some of this stuff down, because it'll just be easier that way, so you don't have to watch the video a bunch of times. So my issues with breastfeeding was clogs, milk production, and getting my son to latch. So the first thing I guess we'll start off with is companies that sell good products. I bought from Mommy Knows Best, Milky Mama, Legendary Milk, and then I bought lactation tea that you could buy at like Giant, Acme, pretty much any food store. Legendary Milk is kind of expensive. Like they sell, I think, like 60 pills for like $20. The cheapest is Mommy Knows Best. They sell 100 something for $20. I used goat's rue and brewer's yeast, which is a powder that you put in like milkshakes or ice cream. Even you could sprinkle a little bit in your food, and that stuff helped tremendously. It tastes like metal, but it helps a lot. I also made my own lactation cookies. I'm not going to go into how I made them, but if I get enough views on this, I'll, give the recipe and the ingredients for that. Also, another thing that I heard helped was blue Gatorade, so I did try that and saw a little bit of a difference, but this was at the end of my breastfeeding, so like I said, there wasn't a lot of milk at the end. Another thing is to pump every 2 to 3 hours or between feedings. Basically, you want to pump all day long, and it's hard, it's exhausting, but it's the only way to consistently keep your milk flowing if you can't afford the supplements. And if you also don't have the baby latching, it's also going to be a big issue. So just pump and pump and pump as much as you can in the middle of the night, in the morning, during the day. And also use a hand pump. I had the Lancino hand pump, which was amazing because you could control it. Like you could control the how fast you went, or how slow you went, or how hard it pulled. So that one is a really good pump. Drink a lot of water. Stay away from caffeine. Try not to smoke cigarettes. If you're not a smoker, great. If you are a smoker, I would say try not to smoke as much cigarettes, or don't smoke a cigarette right before you pump. Another one I used was milk thistle and fenugreek. It was like a mixture of both of them from Mommy Knows Best, and that helped a lot also, but I've heard some bad reviews in fenugreek for other people, so it just varies on how your body reacts. And then for the, what are they called? The like little balls that you have, the clogs in your boobs, I used the Haka breast massager, which I think was like $30-$40, but it was definitely worth the money because it helped a lot. But not only does that help with clogs, it helps with the milk flow and the production, and kind of stimulates the milk and moves it around to help better come out when you go to pump or breastfeed. So that's pretty much it. That's all I can think of right now. So like I said, write all this stuff down, and it'll definitely be a big help, because these are tips that I wish... It's alright, buddy. Sorry. These are tips that I wish I knew when I had my son. And nobody helped me with breastfeeding. I pretty much had to become a lactation consultant on my own. going through time, as time went, you learn on your own with a lot of stuff, but this was one of the hardest things because I wasted so much money on, products and pumps that didn't even work, on flanges. That's another thing, flanges. It's really hard to find the right flange to work, and I think I bought like a set from this company and they ended up not even working. None of them fit. None of them would work, so I got a refund. So just kind of stick with the flange that comes with your pump. Don't go on Amazon or Walmart and try and find different flanges that say they're like universal. They never really work. So I know it depends on the nipple. So if you have small nipples, go down. If you have bigger nipples, go up. I think I was like a 30, and I think it goes up to 40. So I was like 30, maybe 32 in the flange size. So that's another thing. Once you get the right flange size, you'll notice a big difference in your milk, because that can really mess things up. That can cause clogs. It can cause, low supply of milk, and overall uncomfortable, like, discomfort. It's not comfortable at all. So if I can think of anything else, I'll post it, and hopefully this helps somebody who's breastfeeding and struggling like I did. And if you guys, whoever's watching this, wants me to post the lactation cookies ingredients and how to make them, I will, but it's a lot of ingredients to go through, but pretty much some of them are what I just said, like the brewer's yeast powder. That's a big ingredient in it. Don't waste your time buying lactation cookies from companies, because they're overpriced and they give you like, a very small amount for a lot of money. And at least if you make them at home and they don't work, that's it. You don't have to have a bunch, sitting in your house that you bought. You could just make a small batch, try them out. If they work, then great, keep making them. If not, then don't make them again and use the ingredients, sugar, powder, whatever, for another cooking, dinner or baking, whatever. Everyone does that all the time, so it'll be used some way or another. So like I said, I hope this helps, and good luck to all you breastfeeding moms, because I definitely don't miss it.